welcome back to it, guys. The Now Morning Show continues where it may not be happening right now, but the transition from university life into the work world has happened for some students as the University of the West Indies St Augustine campus 3-day graduation happened, and we are checking in with two of the valedictorians from the graduating class of 2025. So joining me on set this morning is Josef Paty, the valedictorian of the Faculties of Science and Technology, Food and Agriculture at UWI, and Jehoshua Williams, the valedictorian for the Faculties of Engineering and Law at UWI. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Now.
Good morning.
Pleasure. I know I butchered that name, but for the most part, I wanted to get into the conversation because UWI life is such an extraordinary experience. To be valedictorians representing such significant faculties as well must hold some merit. So to begin, Mr. Paty, describe to me what that felt like to be the valedictorian for agriculture, food, and some important sectors.
It's an honor, first of all. I mean, how do you choose? We have 2,100 students graduating. How do you choose 6 of that 2,100 to represent that student body? So the fact that I was considered from my faculty and to represent 2 very important faculties, it's an honor, and I'm really inspired by it, and it gives me the drive to kind of continue forward, know that, you know what, you're on the right track, you're on the right path, this is the field that you should go into, you're being recognized for it, so it's just a pleasure.
And Mr. Williams, do you share that sentiment?
Well, of course, but I'd also use the word privilege in this instance. So it was an absolute privilege to represent the Faculties of Engineering and Law. Now, with respect to law, it was especially important to me, not just because I'm a law student, but it's also the fact that I've been in student leadership since I came in to the Faculty of Law. Mm-hmm. So to see them in to the Faculty of Law and then see them out, what more could I ask for?
I like the energy, and in that case, your experience is probably very pleasant then. Mm-hmm. Are there any moments that would have stood out to you more significantly than others, perhaps?
Well, anyone who knows me would know that I would say my first year experience. So we actually had a rap battle on stage with some other students.
Not a rap battle?
A rap battle,
in
yes.
the hot St Augustine UWI. All right.
We were inside JFK, I believe. Mm-hmm. But I'll do it a bit differently this year. I'll say the Cool against Marcus football match. Yeah, annual football match in the Faculty of Law. Absolutely fun.
Okay. That's interesting that your first year would have been most memorable. Is it similar for you?
Well, my first year was actually online because my degree program was 4 years because I started part-time. But I like to say my first year was actually my second year when we went back on campus. And it definitely was memorable. That's when I got involved with the Guild. I held a Guild Council position that year, and I was actually involved in Jehoshua's first year experience. Oh. So that rap battle that he's talking about, definitely remember it. And it was,
I'm very tempted to have you guys spit some bars for me right now.
But we didn't say it was good.
Okay, fair. See, I didn't say it was good. And in that case, touche. But it does sound like something that first year students should look forward to, these sorts of co-curricular or extracurricular activities, particularly when you are in faculties that require so much ruckus. Who's getting the beat ready for you all to spit? I think that at this point it would be a good opportunity for you guys to perhaps share with the onlooking potential UWI students what might be good experiences, bad experiences, or what they can expect when deciding to be part of the UWI student life. We'll start with you, Joshua.
So I would say there are a myriad of academic opportunities. So it's not just you going to do your studies. You can also get opportunities such as the opportunity to write academically. So I'd relate this back to my own personal experiences. So the Faculty of Law offered a legal journal. And through that, students such as myself, well, for me, first year or first generation lawyer, you actually get the opportunity to write, publish, get involved in these things. And, you know, it's good to get your foot in the door with respect to that.
Very notably so. Do you share the sentiment? I noticed you nodding, but any other reason, perhaps?
Well, definitely, I always say for any prospective UWI student, the time you spend there when you graduate, don't just graduate with a piece of paper and a scroll. You want to make a memory, you want to have lasting impact. And we have more than 80 clubs on campus. The guild is really involved. I happen to be the most recent guild president that just came out of UWI. Both Jehoshua and I were on council together. And the activities that we did really foster development. It's a holistic environment. The university does a good job in providing for holistic development. So I would say for any student coming in, you will have a great time in your classroom. You will learn some good stuff. But ensure that the time you spend outside of your class is equally, if not more than great.
There's some interesting tips there, but a lot of people talk also about how difficult it is. It's not all great and peachy. In terms of that academic workload, it can be very intense, and depending on where you are situated on the island, getting to and from classes in itself could be a lot as well. So talk to me a little bit about how we navigate some of the challenges that you may have faced. They may be different or the same ones, but to begin, you definitely had to face them and overcome them. So tell us what challenges you overcame particularly.
For me, I think the most difficult challenge was, like I just said, you want to balance your academic life and your life outside of the classroom. The difficulty is finding what that balance is. My degree, I did a double major degree. It was pretty heavy, as many degrees are on campus. But it's more about understanding that, yes, I want to go down this avenue of academics, but at the same time, let me pause, remember what mindfulness is, remember how to rest, remember what I enjoy, and do a balance of those two things. I think that's the hardest challenge that university students would face.
Balance in life is hard, but as a university student, perhaps even more so. How did you navigate your challenges?
So, of course, I would share the sentiments in terms of being overwhelmed. So I pursued the LLB itself, and that in itself, what word would I use? Excruciating. But it was worth it at the end of the day.
Valedictorian.
Says the valedictorian. But apart from that, I was involved in a lot of extracurriculars, and of course, you have your own trials and tribulations in life. So finding that balance, getting your own mojo, overall, that would really just get you through it.
I know that you mentioned the extracurricular activities also help to navigate that, but there are also a lot of leadership or guiding tools throughout your university life. One such tool is actually for those who are coming in, where they give you a little bit of career guidance, if you will. And I know that you were saying, Mr. Paty, that you were actually involved in that hands-on. Give me a little description as a non-UE person, what that entails.
So there is an entity on campus known as the Division of Student Services and Development. They deal with holistic development both inside and outside of the classroom. But one of the departments, C3, deals with world of work. And that's kind of something that prepares students who are exiting the university on finding jobs in their sector, finding non-profits in their sector, resume writing, all of those things. They deal with that. So there's an aspect of, we're not just preparing you for inside here, we're also preparing you for when you leave. You just have to take advantage of it.
But when you leave, some of those memories and connections, I hope, will continue with you, not just amongst yourselves as student body, but I imagine your lecturers, your mentors have also made impressions on you. Any particular persons that stand out that you can think of for each of your experience?
Well, I would always remember one of my lecturers, Dr. Koo. We always had a great relationship. He assisted me greatly. Even outside of this academic sphere, finishing my degree, we still stay in touch. And overall, he has helped guide my current approach. He's helped guide my current approach. What can I say?
Let me ask then, in terms of nurturing or fostering that relationship altogether, was there an extension of his hand, or would you have made that initial contact?
So I was heavily involved in student life, as I said.
Right.
So by being so involved, I would have had the opportunity to, interact with them, in terms of the classroom itself, I would have had to be the point of communication. And through that, conversations flew. I would have shown interest in particular areas of law, and he would have extended that guidance itself. And that applies to a lot of other lecturers in the UWI.
I would imagine. I asked a question for those who may be a little bit more reluctant to reach out to someone who is senior to them in any event. You're bridging that gap through those co-curricular or extracurricular activities, and that is beautiful to see. Similarly, would you have thought of anyone in particular that has helped to make that journey a little easier?
Academically, definitely Dr. Tade and Dr. Farik. They really all the lecturers go above and beyond, but they really went above. But in terms of outside the academic space, my family had the student engagement unit, the champions, the spirit team, and of course the Guild Council. They were really the ones that kept me going.
Your family.
Yeah, we become family. So it's important to make those connections. Very important.
Well, I imagine when persons have experienced things with you, it does create a kinship that is different. But as you move forward, in terms of using the knowledge, as you mentioned, the world of work especially, and getting into the real world, outside of the bubble of university, how do you plan to make impact on the fields that you study in, or even your communities moving forward?
Well, ideally, my goal is, what I want to do is work with wildlife and develop wildlife policy throughout the Caribbean. So I really want to get into that CARICOM space. I think we see more than ever, especially for graduates of both the faculties that I represented, we need that wildlife policy. We need that biodiversity conservation. We need sustainable development. I mean, look at what's happening right now in the Caribbean in terms of natural disasters. We need people to be able to go in, provide relief. We need the scientists. So I really want to work on that and develop that, not just for Trinidad and Tobago and love my sweet TNT, but the entire region as a whole.
Fantastic.
Well, of course, we need to develop the indigenous Caribbean jurisprudence, especially in law. So with respect to the academic writing, I want to get into it. I want to ensure that Trinidad and Tobago could be at the forefront of legal innovation. And in terms of communication, the community itself, advocacy, I want to be a leader. I want to be a pillar. And a lot of the experiences that I gained in this institution will definitely help me serve that purpose.
Well, gentlemen, you are reflections of your experience, yes, of the St. Augustine Community Campus and of what Trinidad and Tobago's potential through education actually looks like. And the future looks bright thanks to you. So thank you very much for joining us this morning. I wish you the best of luck, and I can't say that I won't be sneaking into your Instagram or peeping to see how you do. But no, Ruckus, they're not going to give us those bars to close things off, as they are going to make grand impressions on the communities in which they exist, the Caribbean at large, and of course continue to be part of the University of the West Indies legacy. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. And to those of you who want to be part of UWI, you can get more information, but for now, stick around. We'll be back after these messages.
In your head, your whole life will be pure misery. You're better off dead, for there is simply no